Welcome everyone to our channel Jeevki Pathshala. Today we are discussing sea wave action from the chapter Change of the Earth's Surface from class 9 Social Science, and it will be the last video from this lesson. So without delay, let's begin our class. Sea wave action. A large part of the Earth's surface, that is 71%, is covered by oceans. As we know that 71% of the Earth's surface is covered by water and only 29% is covered by land. The land margins of the oceans are called coast, and that boundary from where the land area get finished and ocean get starts, we call it coast. The contact zone of the oceans and the continents is like a long zigzag line, and the contact zone we also call it meandering line. That means it is not a straight line, and that line is called coastline. And the total length of the coastline is 0.5 million kilometer. Okay, several exogenic processes operate in the coastal areas, and in these coastal areas many kind of exogenic processes are being operated, and among the exogenic processes, rainfall, wind and sea waves bring lot of changes in the coastal areas. However, wave action is not similar everywhere. Although rainfall, wind and sea waves bring lots of changes in the coastal area, but the wave action of the sea waves are not same in all the parts. Factors like geological structure, depth of the nearby sea, presence of rivers, wind action, coastal vegetal cover, etc. determine the nature and strength of wave action. Although lots of area comes under the action of sea waves, but the changes that occurred because of sea waves are not similar everywhere. For this, some factors are responsible like geological structure, depth of the nearby sea, presence of rivers, etc. The intensity of the wave action is also determined by the earthquakes that occasionally occur in the ocean floor, and the intensity and the power of the wave action is also determined by the earthquakes that generally occur in the bottom of the ocean. Anyway, the geographical scenario of the coastal areas is primarily the product of the wave action. So anyway, but the changes that generally occurs in the coastal area, or the structure that we can see in the coastal area, is mainly because of the wave action that occurs continuously in the coastal part. It is mainly the wave actions that have created certain specific features in the sea coast, and it is because of the wave action that different kinds of landforms can be seen in the sea coast. Some of the coastal features are erosional in character, while the others are depositional. So different types of features can be seen in the coastal area, and these features have been formed because of erosional activities and also because of depositional activities. If the coast is composed of hard rocks like granite and basalt, then the coast becomes steep due to wave action. And if the coast is composed of different kinds of hard rocks like granite and basalt, then the coast will become little bit steep due to the action of wave. Such steep coast is called a sea cliff. That means sea cliff is the product of wave action, especially in such coast where hard rocks are present. Such coasts are generally found to be rough in character, and these areas are generally found to be very rough because of wave action. On the other hand, plain-like structures are formed on the seashore where continuous sediment deposition takes place. This type of features with gentle seaward slope formed mainly of sands is called beach. Okay, this one you should remember that in seashore area where continuous sediment deposition take place because of wave action, a gentle seaward slope is formed, which is mainly composed of sands, and this gentle seaward slope, which is mainly formed of sands, are called beach because of the combined effects of swash and backwash. Here swash means when the waves comes toward the coast, we call it swash, and when the waves goes back toward the sea, we call it backwash. That means because of the effect of swash and backwash over the seashore, beach-like features are generally formed. The sand particles in such beaches may vary from fine sands to small pebbles, and in all the beaches we will not find same kind of sands or pebbles. These are different in different beaches. The beaches in the coastal areas attract people for recreation, and these beaches also create a suitable environment which attract people for recreation. Okay, sometimes big earthquakes that occurs in the ocean floor produce special types of waves in the oceans, and as we know that when the earthquakes occurs in the ocean floor, a large type of waves are generally created in the oceans. Such waves attain great height and strength in the seashore and cause extensive damage to the coast. And when earthquakes occurs in the ocean floor, a large waves with a great height and strength is formed, and it also cause large damage to the coast. And this kind of large waves with great height and strength are generally known as tsunami. Now let's see the last part of this lesson, and that is conclusion. The above is an outline of some of the exogenic factors that are constantly causing changes over the Earth's surface. So in this lesson we have discussed about the factors which bring changes on the Earth's surface, and all the factors have been divided into two categories. One was endogenic and another was exogenic. However, we have given main focus to exogenic factors only in this lesson. But both endogenic and exogenic factors works constantly to bring changes on the Earth's surface. However, all such factors and resultant features are not discussed here. Although we came to know that there are different types of endogenic and exogenic factors, however, it is not possible to discuss all the factors which bring changes on the Earth's surface. So basically, in this lesson, exogenic factors have been given more importance. These factors intend to make the surface a level one by removing all the irregularities, and this endogenic and exogenic factor has so much power that within a second it can make all the surface plane by removing all the irregularities. Irregularities means, as we know, that all the places are not of same structure. Some are hills, some are plains, but these endogenic and exogenic factors has so much power that within a few seconds that this can make all the surface plane by removing all the irregularities. As opposed to this, the endogenic factors, earthquakes and volcanic eruptions suddenly create extensive change over the surface of the earth. And if we see about the endogenic factors like earthquakes and volcanic eruptions, these are also very much powerful, and these can also bring lot of changes. These factors disturb the balance of the surface and make it uneven. So whether endogenic or exogenic, both of these, as I have already told, are very much powerful, and this can disturb the balance of the environment. The volcanic eruptions forms volcanic mountain, and the volcanic eruptions, when it comes out, it makes volcanic mountain. Similarly, the earthquakes may uplift some parts to form highlands, while it may cause subsidence in other parts to form lowlands. So if we talk about earthquake has also so much power that it can uplift, that means it can raise some of the parts to make highlands. On the other hand, it has also the power to cause subsidence to form lowland by converting hills or plains within very few seconds. Anyway, our Earth's surface has attained its present pattern due to the exogenic and endogenic factors operating on it. So finally, we can say that whatever landforms we have on the Earth's surface are the results of two factors, and these are endogenic and exogenic. In future too, these factors will continue their activities to further change the surface character of the earth. And in future also, these factors like endogenic and exogenic will operate continuously to bring lot of changes on the earth surface. So we can say in the conclusion that whatever landforms we have on the earth's surface are the result of endogenic and exogenic factors, and we know that in future also different kind of changes will occur because of endogenic and exogenic factor. So this was little bit about change of the earth surface, and with this we have completed our lesson. Hope you have learned something about the lesson. Finally, thank you very much for watching our video.